Imagine waking up one day and your body starts changing. Not just your mood, not just your appearance, but your biology, your DNA, your very identity at the cellular level. You look in the mirror, and the person staring back sounds different, moves different. Even your blood is no longer entirely your own. This isn't science fiction. This is happening to real people right now. And what I'm about to tell you is a story about survival, sacrifice, and the unexpected price of a second chance at life. This story is based on documented medical cases of chimerism after bone marrow transplants. Names changed for privacy. All medical phenomena described are scientifically verified. Let me tell you about Maya Asterisk. She was 24 years old, a graduate student. She loved singing in the shower, high notes, clear as glass. She had plans, dreams, a whole life ahead of her. Then one day, she started bruising easily, feeling exhausted. And when she finally went to the doctor, they told her she had acute myeloid leukemia, one of the most aggressive blood cancers. Without treatment, she had months to live. Her older brother, Daniel Asterisk, was tested immediately, and when the results came back, he cried with relief. He was a perfect match. 10 out of 10 tissue markers aligned. The odds were miraculous. "If this works," he joked, trying to lighten the mood before surgery, "you'll owe me forever." Maya smiled weakly. "I'll buy you coffee every day for the rest of my life." "Deal," he said, and squeezed her hand. The transplant worked. The cancer disappeared. For 6 months, Maya recovered. She went back to her studies, started singing again. Though her voice felt tired, she told herself it was just the medication. She met Daniel every Sunday for coffee, kept her promise. Life was returning to normal. But then, something impossible began to happen. First, her menstrual cycle stopped completely. She thought it was stress. Hormonal changes from chemotherapy. Her doctor said it was common. Then, during one of their Sunday coffee dates, Daniel looked at her strangely. "Your voice sounds different," he said. "I have a cold," she replied. But she didn't have a cold. And week by week, her voice kept deepening. Not dramatically overnight, but enough that her mother noticed. Her friends noticed. She stopped singing in the shower. Her body began changing in other ways too. Her muscle mass increased without exercise. Her shoulders broadened. Hair growth on her arms and face accelerated. She started needing to shave her face every few days. And during a routine checkup, her doctor found something that shouldn't exist. Male hormone levels, testosterone, in her blood, not a little, but levels you'd see in a biological man. The doctor called Daniel and Maya into his office together. "I need to explain something," he said carefully. "Something we've only seen in a handful of cases worldwide." Here's what happened. When Maya received her brother's bone marrow, she didn't just get new blood cells. She got his stem cells, the body's master builders. And these cells carried his DNA, his XY chromosomes. In most transplant patients, these donor cells stay where they belong, in the bones making blood. But in rare cases, extremely rare cases, something different happens. The donor stem cells migrate through the bloodstream, into the liver, the spleen, and sometimes into hormone-producing tissues. Let me give you some context with a real case. In 2019, a man named Long lives in Nevada discovered something shocking 4 years after receiving a bone marrow transplant from a female donor. His DNA had changed, literally. Genetic tests showed that his sperm, his saliva, even cells in his cheeks now carried his donor's DNA, female DNA. If he committed a crime and left DNA evidence, forensics would be looking for a woman. This is called chimerism. One body, 2 sets of DNA coexisting. In Maya's case, her brother's stem cells had migrated to her ovaries. And there, They began producing Leydig cells, the same cells that exist in testicles and produce testosterone. Her testosterone levels jumped from 0.3 nanomoles per liter, normal for women, to 18. That is solidly in the male range. Her body, driven by her brother's DNA, was going through a kind of second puberty, male puberty. At age 25, Daniel couldn't look at her when the doctor explained. "I saved your life," he whispered later in the hospital parking lot. "But I changed you. I'm so sorry." Maya turned to him, tears in her eyes, but not from anger. "You gave me a second chance," she said. "You gave me time. That's all I needed. But your voice is different," she finished. "My body is different. But I'm still me, Daniel. I'm still your sister." He hugged her then, and they both cried. Genetic testing revealed the extent of the transformation. Her blood, 100% genetically male. Her brother's DNA. Her immune system, male. Her liver, 87% male cells. But her brain, her skin, her memories, her soul, still Maya. She had become a living mosaic, a chimera. One body carrying two genetic identities. The changes continued. Her voice settled into a lower register. She couldn't hit the high notes anymore. She still sang in the shower sometimes. But she started recording herself, just to remember what she used to sound like. Her muscle mass increased. She had to buy new clothes. Men's shirts fit better now. Hair grew on her face and chest. She started shaving daily. And the hardest part? Her ovaries stopped producing eggs. She couldn't have biological children. Living in a conservative community made it even harder. During family gatherings, relatives would ask, "Are you sick? You sound like a man." She couldn't explain without revealing her medical history, without facing judgment, without endless questions. Her mother tried to help, telling relatives Maya was on medication, but the whispers continued. Some days, Maya felt like she was living between two worlds. Not quite woman, not quite man, but something entirely her own. Her doctors did what they could. They tried hormone therapy, estrogen supplements to counteract the testosterone. But the donor cells, Daniel's cells, kept producing male hormones. They were alive, functioning, doing what cells do. Today, Maya requires lifelong hormone management. She can't fully reverse the changes, but she's learned to adapt. Every 3 months, she gets genetic tests, monitoring what percentage of her body is still her original DNA. What percentage is Daniel's? It's a strange kind of scorecard. A reminder that she's not entirely herself anymore, but also a reminder that her brother literally gave her a piece of himself, and that piece is keeping her alive. So, could this happen to you or someone you love? Let me be clear, this is extremely rare. Out of over 50,000 bone marrow transplants performed annually worldwide, only a handful of cases with significant hormone changes have been documented. It requires a perfect storm, a female recipient receiving male stem cells, cells with unusual migratory capacity, a recipient whose tissues are still receptive, and genetic factors we don't fully understand yet. Most transplant patients never experience this. Their donor cells stay in the blood, doing exactly what they're supposed to, keeping them alive. But Maya's case, and cases like Long's, and others documented in Japan in 2017, and studies published in 2020, reveal something profound. Your body is not as fixed as you think. After a transplant, you carry someone else's genetic code, their immune memory, their cellular identity, and in rare cases, their hormones, their biology. People ask me if I regret it. Maya told me recently over that Sunday coffee with Daniel. If I do it again, knowing what would happen. She paused, looking at her brother. Every single time, she said, I'm still Maya, just with a little bit of my brother in every heartbeat. Daniel smiled. You still owe me coffee for life. Forever, she agreed. Forever.